So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Diasporas Corner. Those who have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do so that we can bring more content of quality. Today we are at TUKUL AFROFOOD. It's in Freiburg, and we are very lucky to have the owner today. So, please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Kato, for having me today. So I really appreciate giving us this chance. So my name is Nizar Yusuf, and I'm the owner of TUKUL AFROFOOD. So I'm originally from Sudan. I've been living here in Germany and in Freiburg, for quite some years. Right, yeah.
The African restaurant, how did it come about? Why did you decide to start an establishment like this here in Freiburg?
So well, that's a very good question. I'm a food enthusiast. I really love, I love food. I love international food. So I love also different cultures. And when I was a student here in Freiburg, eating in the Mensa and also in different restaurants, right? So I realized that we miss African food.
Yes.
We have different food from different areas, but African food was missing, And I always with my friend is a best friend, or one of my best friends. He's a chef cook.
Yeah.
We used to come around here in Freiburg and look for we're hungry,
Yes.
and we want to eat something, and then we stand here maybe around 30 minutes thinking about where to eat.
Yeah.
Right, something healthy but also delicious. Most of the time, really we land disappointed, because these two combinations, right? Yeah, so healthy plus delicious, you really need to search for it very well, and it's, to be honest with you, it has been missing here in Freiburg City. And I was like thinking, why don't I bring African food into the city? So introduce so the African culture through food, because for me, food and music, they connect people, right? Yeah, so Africa is big, as we know, so we have different type of food in Africa. Yeah, it's really rich with delicious and healthy food. And I felt like, okay, maybe we'll focus on I was searching, actually. I was searching for a small place where I can also introduce some of the African food, which is mainly in my thoughts was the East African food.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So this is from Sudan, from Ethiopia, from Eritrea. Yeah. And it has been a very long search. Right? It has been really a long search until I found this little place. So the origin of that, why I established this TUKUL AFROFOOD is because me myself, I really love food, and I'm food enthusiast.
Yeah. Nice. Because I remember that in Freiburg there was an African restaurant before, but then the lady who was running it, I think she relocated back to Africa, and now that you have started this establishment, I think it's really great news for Freiburgers, because people have been struggling to find a place where they can go and dine, like African traditional food. I'm interested to know, what kind of food do you offer here in your establishment?
So we initially, we have been here now for around 7 months.
Okay.
And we initially started with East African food. We started with Ethiopian food, like injera. Yeah. So injera, this fermented bread, which is really spongy and You know, it absorbs the sauce known in Ethiopia, but also in Eritrea, with different sauces, with the special spices like the berbere. Berbere is a combination of spices that's used in Ethiopia and Eritrea, you know, to make highly flavored sauces. So we also started with Sudanese food like, you know, ful, which is the fava beans. So this one you combine it with, you know, onions, you combine it with feta cheese, combine it with sesame, you know, with sesame oil, and you eat it also with either with rice or with bread.
Yeah.
So you know, through you know, customer experience, some customers came to us here, and especially also students, you know, students and pupils. Hey, do you guys have fufu? Yeah, fufu, which is this, it's famous in you know, in West Africa, in Ghana.
For somebody who don't know what fufu is out there, what is fufu made out of? Like, how do you? What are the ingredients of fufu?
Yeah, fufu, you can make fufu, you know, from different type of ingredients.
Okay.
Yeah, and different, you know, West African countries do fufu, you know, in different ways. For example, in Ghana, they use yam, they use manioc, right? And also they use maize, to make fufu. So fufu, you know, in German you call it like, it's a brei. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's brei or out of these flours, yeah. And in Nigeria, for example, they use pounded yam, pounded yam, so to make the fufu. And in many West Africans, for example, in Europe and in Germany, they make fufu from kartoffel, or from potatoes, you know, potato flour. So they can use it with different type of starches, right? It gives you the texture and also a very good taste.
Yes. Okay.
So that's just to continue the story.
Yes.
You know, the pupils, right, and the students, they came here because they see, you know, recently, you know, there have been lots of promotions or advertisements about fufu in social media, in TikTok, and in Instagram, and even some actors from Germany, they've been in Ghana, they ate fufu and they promoted that. So people became very interested in the West African food and especially in the fufu. So the pupils, they came and asked me, hey, do you guys have fufu? So several times I realized, hey, so we do the injera and we do the ful, why don't we do the fufu? Because there is a customer demand, yeah? So, and then we started, you know, around, you know, 2 months earlier, we started making fufu, and it came really nice. People love it, people really like it, people love it, and there is a huge demand for fufu. And fufu, so you don't eat fufu just you know, the brei, because that one is you know, you cannot swallow it easily if you don't mix it with sauces. So fufu is mixed with different type of sauces. For example, is groundnut sauce, or you know, egusi soup, which is a Nigerian dish that uses melon seeds and spinach, right? So these combinations are really delicious, either with the groundnut or with the egusi soups, or with a variety of soups. Yeah,
because I mean, it's quite interesting, because in Africa we have 54 countries, and I believe each and every country has its own special traditional meal. And I know that here you are offering mostly like East African meal, which I believe that is appealing very well to the people. And I'm interested to know, like, what kind of customers do you have here? Do you have young people coming in to dine with you, or you have more like mature people, adults coming to eat here?
Here, you know, at TUKUL AfroFood, we have really, you know, a diverse customers. Okay. We have the really diverse customers. It depends on the day. So, for example, during the week from Monday to Friday, so we have lots of offices around here, the Zaydan Viertel, the Zaydan area. We have lots of offices, which is actually I didn't know about before starting TUKUL AFROFOOD, because it's here the Zedan Fiddle, the Zedan area. It's a cool student area, right? Yeah, so close to the university library, and so initially I didn't know that a lot of offices are here around, right? So from Monday to Friday, long story short, from Monday to Friday we have lots of customers from offices here, and these are different different ages, but it's starting around let's say so from end of the 20s to about up to 60s.
Yeah.
And on the weekend, so starting from Friday and also Saturday, we have lots of young population, lots of young people that are, because on Friday and Saturday, right now we do the fufu. In the future it will be every day. Okay. So, and then here we see lots of young people coming, attacking the fufu dishes, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So
quite interesting, because I know that there are so many people here in Germany who have traveled to Africa before, and I believe that when they see this African food here, they quite relate to that, because they've eaten it while they were on holidays in Africa. Do you have some confessions about that? Do you have people coming here who are telling you that, wow, I ate this in Ethiopia, I ate this in Eritrea? Do you have such experiences?
Yes, that's very interesting actually, and this is what makes the job standing here behind this counter really some nice, right? Because some people come there and they come here inside, we are in Noma, inside Noma, and they say, wow, it smells really good. It reminds me my time, for example, some really old people, some like really over 70, 80 even, Hey, it reminds me during my time in Ethiopia, when I ate the injera and with the different type of sauces. Wow, this looks very good, and it smells authentic. So some people, also some neighbors here, one neighbor that is just right next to us here, who was in Ghana. He said, I was in Ghana, traveling in Ghana like 20 years ago, and I love the food there. I love the fufu, and now I have it here right next to me, right? So they really appreciate it. You see that on the face of the people, that it brings memory, and it brings joy. But at the same time, it brings me also joy and happiness that I'm providing this to people, and making a smile on people's faces, and that reflects on me. It really reflects on me and make me smile and make me proud that I made this TUKUL AFROFOOD here in Freiburg.
Yeah. Well, that is very interesting, because I'm one of your customers. I always come here and eat, because I have to say that your food is very addictive. If you eat once, you want to come again, and it's quite interesting. I believe that there are other people who have the same feeling as I have. Coming to challenges, what are the challenges that you have faced so far, if there are any?
So thank you very much. I know that so you are a loyal customer, So, and also
I must get a trophy for that.
So and being here today, here today with me, and talking to me on Sunday afternoon, confirms also your loyalty, to TUKUL AFROFOOD, or so to the African initiatives, maybe here in the West, and also in Germany. So there been lots of difficulties, right? And so one of the main difficulties was getting the location, right? So it's not being easy to find a location here in the city center.
I can imagine.
So I've been looking for this, really for years and years. So the location was very difficult, and in the very beginning also was the food adoption. So we have, here in Germany, or especially Freiburg, people are used to different food, but not African food, right?
Yeah.
So we have here the Thai food. So you find also the Turkish food, you find the Syrian food. So, but the African food is not known in Freiburg.
Okay.
And also generally, in the West, yeah. I mean, let's say some African food, not all the African food, right? So because if we talk about the injera, the Ethiopian food has been there for a long time. You have lots of restaurants in Frankfurt, in Stuttgart, in Karlsruhe. But the West African food, including the fufu, this is actually came recently, right? So the adoption, generally, especially again in Freiburg, in the first month, right, have been very, very, very slow, but we kind of quiet now, increasing, it is going up, and we're happy about that, but one of the major challenges was the location, and also the early adoption of the African food, because it's not really well known here in Freiburg.
Okay, but what you're doing right now, is it something that you can recommend someone to do, or you wouldn't really recommend someone to do because there is too much risk involved, or there is a reward for that? Would you recommend someone to go into this industry, or it's a no-go area?
No, absolutely. So I encourage every person or talented person who is really authentic about food, and can deliver high quality food plus high quality service, to go into why not? Of course, you need to analyze in the very beginning, you have a lot of things, homework to do for you as a person, right? So taking all these details away, right? Why not? I recommend people to start, African food business, not only in Freiburg, but in the whole, all over Germany, right? Yeah, because this is a B plus for all of us, because it introduces the food, like the Turkish food, the Thai food that have been introduced very long time ago, and now it's getting, it has been accepted, right? And it's part of the, it's kind of part of the food in here in the society, right? I recommend the people, why not start African food business, but quality is very, very important, and service very, very, very very important, and I think it has potential. It has a really, really big potential, because we have good food, so in different parts of Africa, from the east to the to the west, to the south and north, we have a really diversity of food, and with different colors and flavors and good taste, right? And also the most important thing is this, if you have a lots of research, you have also lots of report about the how healthy the African food is. So they should go for it.
Cool. Then people out there who are dreaming to become restaurant owners, like selling African food, the door is open. So do your homework, do your research. It's worth it venturing into African food business. Coming back to you, I know that many businesses fail because of working with the wrong people. I'm referring to wrong employment, like people, So in your case, how is it going? Like, are you happy with the staff you have? Because if the staff you have is not supportive towards your vision and dream, things can go really, really wrong. So how is it in your side?
That's a very, very good question. Actually, I didn't want to go deeper into that before you asked me about some of the challenges. But now, so this is something known, not only for us here in, at TUKUL AFROFOOD, but generally it's known that the staff, is very important for the gastro.
Yes.
Yeah. So for the gastronomy business or restaurants business, I didn't want to go deeper into that, right? But it's a process. Yeah, it's a process, and I wouldn't tell you that we started easy, right? But right now, what it's really the staff make a difference, you know. So in the gastronomy industry, the staff make a difference, right? So if you have a great, they play very very essential role. We have a good staff, right? Yeah, even if you have like really your business is going very well, high revenue, but the staff is not good, that is going to cause you lots of stress. Yeah, and in the long term, that is not a really good success in the care, right? But right now, I'm happy with the team that I have. Yeah, I'm very satisfied with the team that I have, and we work as a team, and we laugh until we cry here, and that is actually one of the it's really sweet to work with such a good team that take this place at their own, as their own place. Yeah. So long story short, yes, right now I'm satisfied with my team here.
That is very good, and I'm sorry to hear that, because I know many businesses struggle a lot because they have wrong people in the back of the business. But if you have the right people, I believe that the business will grow, and you'll be able to open other branches elsewhere. I want to touch on something which makes many people here in Germany being afraid of starting a business. Do you think people must be afraid of starting a business because there is Finanzamt? Because I know that many people have ideas, great ideas.
Yes.
But when they think about Finanzamt, they think, oh my goodness, I can't do this. There's too much stress. So what could you say about that?
So what I would tell anybody that want to start a business, regardless of what kind of business that is, do your research. Do your research well, right? Yeah. So you have to know your math. Do the math before you start anything, right? So do your calculations. Also, get consultancy. There are lots of consultancy areas where you can go, professional people, who can help. You have them here in Freiburg and all over Germany. So go and ask professional people, to help you with your business plan, with your research, and also do the, so you have to do the math very well. Otherwise, this is, as I said, for, all type of businesses, right? And if you do that well, so you can go ahead, with any type of initiative, right? Yeah, because this is a kind of fundamental aspect.
There might be somebody out there, a young person out there, who is also aspiring to become a business owner in Germany, like doing African food. What kind of message would you give to that particular young person who is aspiring to be like you?
So as I said, go for it, right? Yeah. So quality. So think about these three things, right? Yeah. So go for it. As this is actually I refer to the previous question that I answered, right? Yeah. So do your research, do the math very well, right? And then if you start the business, like think about high quality of food, right? So best service, and also here, you have to be also very careful of cleanness. Yeah. So if you go for a food business, you do high quality, you do best service, right? And you care about, that everything is here tidy and clean, right? Yeah. Plus other different things, but these are main things. Yeah. So you're gonna be successful, and go for it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this episode, and it was a great pleasure to have you today as our audience. And those who have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do so that we can continue to grow together and bring you quality content. And to you, my guest, thank you very much for taking your time to come to talk to us in this Diasporas Corner channel. And we hope to have more conversations in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here. For giving me this opportunity. My brother Kato, and
Yes.
you're our loyal, loyal customer. Yeah.
Yes.
We always great to have you here, right? When we see you, we smile. Yeah.
Thank you very
much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.